episode 20 of my viewer replay analysis. This one was sent in by Nex. He's going to be ZDRA here. ZDRA, however you want to pronounce it, on the Thrall. We were doing this, if you watched my last episode, episode 19, we were talking about a different Thrall build, and Nex said he went ahead and linked one where he used that build. So we can go ahead and see it from his perspective on how he plays it. This is either unranked or quick match because they were queued up together. I'm assuming unranked draft because it's generally what they play. But as far as teams go, we have Zul'jin, Sylvanas, Brightwing, Stitches, Li-Ming. I really don't like Sylvanas in general. Unranked? Okay, cool. I don't like Sylvanas in general as a hero personally, but I know a lot of people see value in her. Anub'arak, Thrall, Dahaka, and a Valeera on the other side. I like red team's bullet potential. They have really good CC on almost every hero. Actually, every hero has a decent CC, so I like it. They thought potentially blue team was going to do some cheese with the Sylvanas, but didn't go for it. So just going to go back to lanes, do nothing super exciting. Recklessness on Zul'jin is my preferred if I'm not confident in my ability to kill every enemy hero, which at this point I kind of wouldn't be. There are a lot of beef and a lot of good ways to heal up in middle of fights, so I'd be kind of concerned picking Headhunter here. We have Overflowing Quiver, which is fairly standard on Sylvanas. Helps her wave clear out a ton. Brightwing is going to go for, I would assume, the full Z build 1 through 7, which gives her a very good presence on the map and pretty good peekaboo and phase shield, so like pretty good single target healing as well with that shield coming out. Stitch is going for sort of a standard slam build, and then Power Hungry on Li-Ming is decent, especially on the kind of map like this where you can be near a lane for the most part. If you're at your temple, it takes 2 seconds to go to a lane and grab a globe real quick. Excuse me. Anub'arak's gonna go into Ruby and Armor, which is very good against heroes like Li-Ming. Get that spell armor, get what you can. He already has baseline spell armor, but adding more onto that is always decent. Beetle build would have been good here as well. Having those beetles block out skill shots with the extra spell armor that they get off of that talent, but Nerubian armor is not bad. Thrall's going to go for Echo the Elements. Again, this is kind of the build we're talking about. Echo, and he's going to go for the quest, the Wolf Quest at 4. And this is going to give him a lot of cast to just cast constantly with 2 charges of Q, half the cooldown on W, a lot of stuff like that. Enhanced Agility is going to be movement speed after leaving a bush, which is pretty good on this map. There are decent bushes near the objectives, right? You got this one at the bottom. Near mid, you have these 2 side ones. If you go up to the top, you can get a couple of those, and then bottom or the top is not great for it, but you can kind of juke around and do some fun stuff in there. And then Wound Poison or Crippling Poison on Valeera, which I really like, especially if you go Wound Poison as well. That might be a dead. No, not quite. Almost was a dead. Dead Zul'jin. Not quite though. Very good damage out, and Sleep Darts on Deanna, which is also fairly standard. A lot of damage going down here in the bottom lane. Nothing too crazy happening. They're all getting those stacks in top lane. He's pretty good about stacking that. He could have hit the other creep and gotten 2 stacks out of that, but you know, shame on him. It's fine. But you see what he's doing right here is weakening the back line rather than trying to go for the front line as much for chain lightning casts, so he can get some guaranteed stacks off. Sylvanas is going to go down in bottom lane. Gets probably tongued or stunned into a tongue, one of the 2. Rotating top or motioning the mid lane on the Thrall to slap Li-Ming around, but tell her who's boss, and then head down. So especially with people, he's getting 7 stacks already. So this is where your guys' Thrall was at like 6 minutes, and he's only a minute and a half in. He's already there. So like this is when you have quest talents, you need to realize that those are how you're gonna win. So you need to get those done as soon as you can if it's not hindering your playstyle. Which something like that on a Thrall is definitely not gonna hinder your playstyle. You just got to be really careful about stacking and not actually do anything too crazy. Especially in the early game when Thrall's not super strong. Rune almost ate that arcane orb there, but just heading back to top lane. Gets hooked though across the wall, so it doesn't actually pull him, but potentially spooked him a little bit. And now all these backline, he's gonna get a couple of stacks off here. Again, he's at 10 stacks, so he's already halfway down, which is nice. And then he's going to go solo this, ideally. Let Valeera do something else. So he did go for Frostwolf. He already got 2 stacks on it, because as soon as he got that talent at 4, the 2 people came top. He waited for the Brightwing to finish teleporting, and they got a second free stack. So that's an excellent play right there. Gonna get a little bit of damage onto him. He should live, though. Might even get a couple of stacks off of the Wolf on the way out. Good tongue. So rudely going back after the Anna heals him up with everything she has. Shame on you, Nex. And Valeera is going to go down because she was a little bit too far back over here. Zul'jin getting this bottom XP as these teams go back to clashing. So this is... They were all lined up really excellently. Got up to 5 stacks already. He's had this quest for maybe 40 seconds and has already gotten 5 stacks, which is an excellent value. You said my bad in voice chat, please no playing. I don't have your voice chat here, do I, Nex? But that was pretty well done. Over your ass again to target. He's seems a little upset. It's okay though. 6 stacks, so again, just using them on big bodies, people who can't dodge it very easily. Gets pretty free stacks for the Thrall. Especially the Sleep should be able to get his last stack. There it is. Quest already done. He's not even level 7 yet, doesn't have his next level talent, and already has the quest done, which is... That's how you should be focusing on stacks, right? You got those stacks very, very quickly, and that is exactly how you do it. And now he can spam that to his heart's content and never lose stacks, so he's pretty set. It's just free poke for now. Nothing too crazy going on. Level 4s, we got Amani Rage, standard. Withering Fire, or With the Wind, sorry. Withering Fire, ranged, also fairly standard. This might be a dead Li-Ming if you can land it. No, he cannot. I saw you miss one next. I'm not sure what you say that is, but I call that a missed wolf. So, got some answer. You got some explaining to do. Peekaboo, Slam, Dominance, all fairly standard on the side of the blue team. Bed of Barbs, Frostwolf Pack, obviously. Hero Stalker, which is a very aggressive one who collects, is generally the go-to for increased essence gain from minions, not takedowns. But Karagadas, good old Jaeger over here is how I know him. Feeling pretty bold here. A couple of fights here. Nothing too crazy going on. It's going to be 1 dead Stitches though. Finish these talents really quick before I go too much further in these fights. Overdose and Initiative, all kind of standard. I much prefer Wind Poison here, especially with the healing from Brightwing. You know who it's going to go on, and she doesn't have great healing anyway, so even further neutering that would be pretty decent, personally. And then 7s, we got Barb Shot, Mystified, which is not what I thought she was going to go. I thought she was going to go Phase Shield, which really would have been the way to go with the other 2 talents at 1 and 4, but it is what it is. Toxic Gas, Calamity, Arcanine Axes. Then we have Subterranean Shield, Follow Through, Constriction, Mind Numbing Agent, Slice and Dice. These are all pretty standard for the most part. Slice and Dice is a little bit weird, but Valeera's talents are all kind of weird in not a great place right now. So, it's not too bad. I saw another Mist Wolf. You know, didn't hit any heroes, hit a couple of creeps, but it is what it is. But having the extra Echo, which he's going to finish stacking fairly soon, as well as the low cooldown on Frostwolf Pack, is going to give Thrall so many options to cast in a team fight that it's really going to help him out in terms of follow through stacks or follow through procs. You're going for the creep? Okay, sure. Sure, you were next. One good thing to note about Thrall's Wolf is that if you hit somebody early on, not at max range, then it extends the range of the W. Let me find what number you are. Okay, there you are. extends the range by 25%, which catches a lot of people off guard if you hit somebody like point blank and then it extends extraordinarily far. People don't usually expect it. So that's a good thing to keep an eye on. Good opportunities to use that. And with all the single target CC, that's one super dead Zul'jin, as well as one super dead Brightwing, and now they get the rest of this. As well as 10, not too much before, but before. Nubarak going in deep. Sylvanas, though, is going to go take this mid fort by herself, which is probably the best choice they had, honestly. They didn't really have... Like, they had Brightwing dead, Li Ming at about 10 health. There's not much they could have done. Nano Boost goes through as well, trying to get him more stacks to heal up off of, but unfortunately goes down, is going to die for it. Decent guillotine to try and scout the Lyra out, but again, Calamity, because she doesn't have the increased range yet, doesn't get much value until 13. Red team should be able to get out of this. I don't know about the cocoon usage per se, but it could have been worse. Disintegrate is an excellent counter, by the way, to Anubarak. Anubarak and Li Ming kind of counter each other a little bit. Disintegrate super duper counters Cocoon, but obviously Beetles block skill shots, as well as Anubarak having a lot of spell armor himself. It was kind of a weird. They both are very good against each other, but having said, we also obviously have Disintegrate, Putrid Bile, which you saw, Wailing Arrow, Guillotine, and Emerald Wind. Emerald Wind is very good with the kind of phase shift build because you can phase shift onto somebody and then Emerald Wind immediately to save them or to like be aggressive and push in. And then we have Cocoon, Sundering, Isolation, and Nano Boost and Smoke Bomb. I would have much preferred Earthquake here, but it is what it is. Sundering is going to get good damage value out of the Nano Boost coming from Anna. The Nano Boost is going to go down on Thrall, which gives him a lot more cast than he already had, which is one melee only, which is why you picked Sunder, you think? I guess. I can see that. Sunder is Earthquake's definitely better. Get a lot of melee. Jaeger telling people to go in hard, but doesn't get a lot of follow-up because everybody else on his team is very low. That is one dead Dahaka and one dead Anubarak. So I guess I understand why you went Sundering with only one melee, but I don't know. I like Earthquake a lot, but I could see why you would go Sundering with only one melee. Lyra is going in pretty deep. Not getting a ton of value either. Just kind of tanking a bunch of damage for not much reason. Top lane though. Sylvanas gonna get that fort as well. Sylvanas just playing a single player RPG up here, doing her best to split and push down everything on the map, which is leading her team to a 2-level advantage, or level and a half-ish, which is not bad, but definitely not great for the red team. Lyra again, going pretty deep. Hook is down. I would say Hook is gonna either eat a creep or miss. So, not bad here. Not in a terrible spot. Going deep, pushing the Zul'jin away with Sundering, but unfortunately eats the super low health Guillotine, and that means that is one dead Thrall. And then Jaeger Karagata's coming in from the back, trying to help out, but too little too late, unfortunately, especially with the Anubarak bot. That is not going to help them very much. All the pings coming out onto the bot. I don't think you realize it's a bot. Oh well, that's fine. 13s, we have still no pick from Li Ming. Mega Smash, which is standard, pretty standard. Shield Dust. Generally people go Ice Block here, but I like Shield Dust a lot. Wind Runner and Lacerate. These are all fairly standard for the most part. Nothing too much to remark on here. is going to be Glass Cannon from the Leeming, not Illusionist. So she is really banking on resets. Guillotine's going to go ahead and whiff. It was a good attempt at a lot of disconnects this game. Ooh, that was a good burrow to dodge the hook. Kara got us. Valyria is going to kill Leeming in top lane. Good sundering to save, but they didn't have Gorge. There wasn't really much danger onto the Dahaka, but still decent use nonetheless. Nubarak bot is going to try his damnedest to get this top shrine. He's trying his best, guys. Oh, he's beast up in the shrine now. Probably just going to be up here or go aggressive. I'm shocked. Nubarak talents. Ooh, being in vision. Want specifically to back in vision. That's a dead Nubarak. Press F to pay respects. Okay. So back to focusing on the Thrall. Just decently on hero damage for the most part. Hi, Juice. We had Grace of Air, Primal Rage, which is pretty decent. I don't know necessarily with the rest of his talents if it's as good, but it's not bad. Purifying Darts, Blind, which is decent against Zul'jin, but not really against anybody else on their team. I probably would not have gotten that talent personally. Valyria does not end up catching up. She doesn't have any jump with Death from Above or Assassinate to actually kill that Leeming, and that means that she gets away scot-free. No pick yet from a Nubarak because it is a bot, and we'll wait on its pick slightly. That's a dead Thrall on top, or on let's go back a little bit. Where did they die? Was he right there? Am I just blind? It's been a rough day, man. I'm tired. I'm talking for a very long. Okay, it was over here. So both of them are pretty low health. He knows he's gonna die up here. Yes, that was Maroon. This is Nex's replay because we wanted to show off the Frostwolf back build. But Maroon is in here, yes, as well as Jaeger. Nex is ZDRA. He's on his Smurf on this game. That is not a dead Leeming because he got revealed. So that's rough, buddy. Okay. So Nubarak bot is still chilling, doing his own thing. Bottom lane, we have Mirror Ball on Leeming, Pulverize on the Stitches, Bouncy Dust, which is what you're gonna go. You're gonna go for Shield Dust at 13. Cold Embrace, which lowers armor, the initial hero, so it's pretty good for a burst kind of hook situation. Wrong place, wrong time. Also standard on Zul'jin, so nothing crazy there. This build's also pretty decent for clearing camps like this. Right, you have 2 charges of Echo. You get the double stacks off Wind Fairy, so you can heal yourself up fairly consistently. More casts of Frostwolf pack. So nothing really wrong there. Pretty decent at clearing camps by itself. Pretty safe. Alright, and we're going to go for Tempest Fury as well. Nubarak still holding his talents, trying his damnedest to wait for his human compatriot to come back and select those talents for him. But blue team is just going to walk over and take bot. There's not much red team can do about it, honestly. With the Nubarak bot and without a lot of heroes, it's going to be a rough fight. Nano Boost goes onto the Thrall again. He's going to do a ton of damage in this fight with the Nano Boost and follow through. He gets so many casts of everything. It's just going to be a pretty good fight actually for red team, despite having a Nubarak bot. That is a really good fight for them. They need to defend against this boss though, otherwise it's a free keep. Might just be a free keep anyway, so that feels bad. Feels pretty bad. We have Elongated Tongue, which increases drag range. Healing Darts, healing increased by each active dose, as well as Exposed Armor. The Nubarak bot has decided that he is choosing the talents. Ain't nobody gonna tell him what to do. So Acid Dress, Mandibles, and Epicenter. Nothing really wrong there. Maroon being ballsy against this Leeming is gonna get that kill. Leeming couldn't really. There's no great way for that Lehman to get out. Either he walks toward the Nubrak and dies, or he walks down towards the Dahaka and dies. So unfortunate placing from or positioning from the Lehman there. That being said, 7% onto the red team score from that boss is decent, but not going to be game breaking right now. Nubrak going in deep again. Good sleep on the back line. Good isolation as well to keep that Zul'jin silenced out. Doesn't get the guillotine off because he gets interrupted by Sunring, which is an excellent use of it. If you can cancel that cast, absolutely do so. And they might be able to just push bottom win like Maroon is saying. They have decent like auto attack damage. I guess with Valera it's going to be rough, but they could probably get a keep at least. But definitely, maybe not win, but definitely get a keep. It is pretty late into the game. They could absolutely force keep. But they are just going to get the double temple instead, which is not a bad choice. If they had gotten bottom keep, they might have hit 20 with this double temple. Fortunately, whiffs that. Was an excellent sleep dart by Maroon Marine. Good route to follow it up, as well as the Nubrak bot going deep. Excellent choice. Yeah, so 20's gonna come out, rewind obviously from the Nubrak Wind Rush, which is what I would say is the absolute correct choice if you're gonna go for the 2 Wind Fury talents. Nothing on Dahaka yet. Somnolent doses to get some extra sleeps out onto enemy heroes, and then Night Slayer for the extra vanish cooldown. Nobody here is fine, but that Thrall with Nano Boost gets a lot of casts and a lot of follow through procs, so gonna be doing really good damage here and healing himself up a lot. Maroon sitting back planking those heals off though is definitely gonna keep him alive for the most part. Especially once Sylvanas and Li Ming are dead. And that's a keep. It might be 2 keeps if they want to go aggressive. End up not going to go for it, but I think they could probably take top camp and then just rotate to mid with all of these creeps here. That might just be a dead Zul'jin though instead. Zul'jin pokes his head out a little bit too far, gets caught by Valera. But this is definitely the way to play Thrall. It's you pick people off one by one. Your damage is all single target for the most part. Like Chain is going to do some AoE, but not much. You tack on CC with your W, especially if the lower cooldown. You can kind of add it to whatever CC you get, whether it be a sleep or a tongue, or in this case an Nubrak or a Valera stun. Like you have a lot of CC to go off of. And then Sunday for big team fights, try and split the enemy team as much as possible. And in team fights, just make sure you're weaving your auto attacks with follow through. It makes it a lot easier when you have a nano boost as well to get just cooldowns whenever you want them. But excellent play for the most part. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, you found the new Spider Butts command. Hi Juice. I added that this morning. And I was like, okay, I should probably introduce them a little bit. But yeah, GG, and that's kind of an idea of the of how that Thrall build is supposed to be played. Generally, you're going to tack onto CC. You're going to wait for somebody else to land a CC, ideally, and then add on the rest. Add on the rest of your single target damage. Did I not bequeath you your spider butts? I think you did. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I'll do it right now. I got you, fam. But yeah, and so in general, that's generally how you want to play Thrall. So GG, excellent play, and welcome, and thank you so much for watching episode 20 of my viewer replay analysis. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you all next week.